You've just checked into your hotel room. The curtains are drawn back to reveal a view of the city skyline. The bed is perfectly made, and on the dresser is a small tray with a few neatly arranged items. Shampoo, maybe, lotion, a notepad, and pen. The moment feels luxurious, yet behind it all is a quiet question many travelers ask themselves. Wait, what can I actually take home with me? Most people don't want to be that guest one who ends up embarrassed or charged extra for taking something they weren't supposed to. But what if I told you hotels actually expect you to take some of the items in your room? In fact, they often budget for it. Some things are stocked with the intention that guests will pack them in their suitcase. Others, they're counted, tagged, and monitored closely. And yet the line between complimentary and off-limits isn't always clear. One hotel may allow guests to keep the slippers, while another considers them inventory. A fancy-looking soap might be yours to take, but that plush robe on the back of the door, that's another story. The truth is, the rules vary by hotel chain, by country, even by room type. But there are some constants that seasoned travelers know. Some things are universally free and safe to take, and once you know what they are, you'll never leave a hotel room without grabbing a few useful souvenirs. And no, we're not talking about being sneaky. This isn't about stealing. It's about knowing the difference between complimentary and costly, about spotting the free value in your hotel stay, and about avoiding those subtle traps that many guests don't realize until the final bill shows up. It's easy to fall into the trap of assuming everything in the room is off limits unless it's nailed down, or worse, to assume everything's fair game. But hotel policy isn't always intuitive. That minibar snack, probably not free. That mini shampoo bottle, absolutely. And the difference can mean avoiding awkward conversations at checkout or a charge you didn't see coming. Think about how many times you've walked out of a room and left behind perfectly good amenities you could have taken home. I'm not talking about pocketing a bathrobe or swiping a hairdryer. I mean the items that are single-use, guest-friendly, and meant to go. Things like that notepad you never used, the high-quality soap that still has a few uses left in it, or even that vanity kit you never opened. These aren't theft, they're perks, paid for with your nightly rate. And if you're someone who travels often, or just likes getting a little extra value from your stay, knowing what's free isn't just convenient, it's smart. You'll not only avoid unnecessary charges, you'll get the most out of your trip. You'll come home with practical items you actually use, and maybe even save money by not having to buy them later. So before we start opening drawers and poking through the bathroom tray, let's set one rule. We're only taking what's meant to be taken. That means no tricks, no gray areas, just practical travel tips based on what hotels really offer for free. Because once you know what's yours to keep, you'll never walk out empty-handed again. Start with the bathroom. That's where most of the obvious freebies live, and yet it's also where most of the confusion starts. Hotels vary in luxury, but almost all of them offer small hygiene items meant to be cyclists. That means they don't go back to housekeeping. Once they're in your room, they're yours even if you only use them once. Shampoo, conditioner, body wash, soap bars, lotion. If they're in small bottles or sealed packets, they're yours, even if you only cracked open the cap and used a drop. Hotels don't reuse these. Housekeeping tosses them, full or not. So next time, instead of leaving them behind to be discarded, toss them in your toiletry bag. They're perfect for future trips. And it's not just the basics. Many mid-range and upscale hotels offer grooming kits, toothbrushes, toothpaste, disposable razors, shaving cream. If it's wrapped in plastic or boxed, take it. Hotels put these in rooms as a convenience, and they expect them to be taken. They're especially common in hotels near airports or business districts where guests often forget essentials. Move to the vanity area or sink and you might find sewing kits, shower caps, cotton swabs, or nail files. Most of these items come in cardboard sleeves or small branded boxes. They're not for decoration. These are one-time use kits, meant to be taken. If they're there, they're for you. Next, slippers. This is where a lot of travelers hesitate, and for good reason. Some slippers are high quality, designed to be laundered and reused. Others are paper-soled or foam-based, clearly disposable. Here's the rule of thumb. If it's in a plastic bag, shrink-wrapped, or inside a cardboard sleeve, take it. If it's lying out like it belongs there, ask first. Now head to the desk or nightstand. See that notepad and pen with the hotel's logo? They're basically free advertising. Take them. Most hotels have stacks of them in storage, and the idea is that you'll use them at home and remember your stay, or, better yet, book again. And don't forget the coffee station. Coffee pods, tea bags, sugar packets, creamers, stir sticks, even paper cups. If it's individually packaged and sitting next to the machine, it's yours. Same with the water bottles. In many cases though, always check for a minibar label. If it's stocked in the fridge or labeled with a price, hands off. Even the stationery drawer, if your hotel still has one, might contain postcards, letterhead, or envelopes. These are souvenirs in disguise. Hotels offer them for convenience, and they often go untouched. But they're fair game. take a postcard, write a memory, and mail it from the lobby. Now here's where things get tricky, and where a lot of travelers mess up without realizing it. Some items look and feel like they're complimentary, and hotels aren't exactly in a rush to clarify what you can or can't take. So let's talk about the gray area, the things that seem like they're free but could end up costing you dearly. First, let's start with the bathrobe. It's soft, thick, folded neatly at the edge of the bed or hanging on a hook near the bathroom. It feels like it's just waiting to be packed. But here's the reality. In most cases, that robe is hotel property unless there's a clear label saying yours to keep, which some luxury hotels or spas do provide. As a perk, that robe is meant to stay behind. Some are even tagged or inventoried by housekeeping, and the cost for accidentally or intentionally taking one, typically between $75 and $150, automatically charged to your card after checkout. It's one of the most common post-stay disputes, and hotels almost always win. Next, towels. You might think it's just a towel. They've got hundreds. But again, not free. Hotel towels, especially the larger bath sheets, are part of the room's inventory. And yes, they're counted. In fact, many hotels now embed tiny RFID tags into the hems so they can track whether a towel left the premises. Take one, and expect a charge to show up later, anywhere from $20 to $40 per towel. Same goes for face cloths and hand towels. Even if they're stained or aging, unless the hotel offers them for disposal, they're considered reusable stock. Some boutique hotels do give guests branded face cloths or spa towels as part of a wellness amenity, but unless you see signage or are told explicitly, don't assume. Then there's the coffee mugs and drinking glasses. A lot of guests assume that if the item is near the coffee machine, it's a takeaway, but that's usually not true. Ceramic mugs, heavy glass tumblers, wine glasses, and reusable drinkware are meant to stay in the room. They're sanitized and rotated. Some chains use branded mugs to subtly deter theft, but that hasn't stopped people from trying. The one exception: if there are paper cups with lids and cardboard sleeves, those are typically meant to be grabbed and used on the go. If you're unsure, remember this rule. If it's glass or ceramic, it stays. Hangers are another gray zone. You'll notice that in many mid- or high-range hotels, hangers are locked into place with anti-theft clips or designed to only work with that closet-specific rail. This isn't a coincidence, it's to prevent guests from taking them. Even hotels with normal wooden hangers don't expect you to treat them as souvenirs. While they're rarely inventoried as aggressively as towels or robes, swiping them can still raise flags if a room is left clearly depleted. That said, some hotels offer travel hangers, foldable plastic ones inside amenity kits or laundry bags, and those are usually fair game. So what's the takeaway? If it's plush, heavy, made of ceramic, or obviously designed to last, don't assume it's yours. Just because it's in the room doesn't mean it's complimentary. Hotels are surprisingly forgiving about tiny things, but they don't mess around when it comes to core inventory. And if you're caught, whether that's by RFID, a cleaner's report, or a missing item flag during room turnover, they won't call you to ask. They'll just quietly add it to your bill. Play it smart. Enjoy the comforts while you're there, but don't let temptation get the better of you. There's still a few surprising things you can take, but only if you know how to ask. Now, we've covered the freebies and the traps, but here's the secret most guests never hear. Some of the best hotel perks aren't found in the room at all, you just have to ask. And in many cases, they're completely free. Start at the front desk. Most mid-range and premium hotels, especially those that cater to business travelers or families, stock a range of emergency supplies, just out of sight. Forgot your phone charger? They probably have a drawer full of left-behind cords. Need a toothbrush, deodorant, disposable razor, or comb? These are almost always offered on request. Some chains even have branded comfort kits with mini mouthwash, lip balm, or floss. All complimentary. They don't advertise this because it would create unnecessary demand, but if you ask politely, you're likely to walk away with exactly what you need. Beyond toiletries, some hotels keep earplugs, eye masks, sewing kits, and shoeshine sponges for guests who ask. And yes, even condoms, especially in big city hotels or those with spa services. Again, it's not something they're going to list in the welcome packet, but it's there if you need it. Don't be shy. The staff has heard every request before. If you're staying at a resort or near a beach, check with the concierge. Might be able to borrow beach towels, sunscreen, umbrellas, even sand toys, all without extra charges. Some hotels have lockers of yoga mats or foam rollers for use during your stay. Ask, and you might be surprised what they'll hand over. Then, there's what you can score during turn-down service. The quiet nightly ritual where housekeeping refreshes the room. Depending on the hotel, you might receive wrapped chocolates, herbal pillow sprays, or branded bookmarks. These aren't tracked. If you get them, they're yours. Some luxury properties even leave local delicacies or bottled water with welcome notes. All complimentary and often forgotten. Let's not forget about hotel loyalty programs. Even if you're not a frequent traveler, signing up is free and often unlocks extras like free bottled water, snacks, or a late checkout. In many hotels, loyalty members are prioritized for room upgrades, extra amenities, or special treatment at the breakfast buffet. Again, completely free, but only if you join and ask. Finally, there's a growing trend among boutique hotels in reusable gift bags, local handmade soaps, or printed area guides you can take home. These are part of the experience. Don't feel bad taking them. That's what they're there for. In fact, if you ask at checkout, you might even score a second one for a friend. So next time you check in, don't just scan the room, scan the possibilities. The best hotel perks aren't always visible, and you don't need to take a bathrobe or sneak out a towel to leave with something valuable. You just need to be a little more curious, a little more polite, and a lot more informed. Hotels are in the business of comfort and memory making, and if you play your cards right, you can leave with more than you bargained for. No hidden fees, no awkward phone calls, just smart travel.